couple of weeks ago, the little old white lady, Medea Benjamin, was there. Zarif met him and all of that, you know. And I have seen the quality of people that they have sent to Iran for the last 5 or 10 years is ridiculous. They don't do nothing here. They don't have nothing to do. For the last 10 years, they don't have nothing to do with Islam and the Islamic movement. The people that came, the Hollywoodism conference, the people that came to that conference was all from France and everywhere. They were intellectuals. They didn't have nothing to do. Most of them were non-Muslims. That's the people that Talib Zadi and them. Talib Zadi traveled all over America with me. He used to be considered my best friend. When we traveled around the U.S. and he photographed or filmed all of this, I would be there on camera explaining to him what we have. There's people selling dope and all. I said, there's people selling dope. I said, so you almost look white, so keep that camera down. You know. He took it back to Iran and made a 12 series out of it, 12-hour series. Do you know, right after that series premiered, before he made the movie about Jesus, he became head of the Iranian TV and all of that stuff from that program. That we traveled around here, we traveled up to Boston, and Noam Chomsky happened to be speaking at MIT. You know, we just hit the road. The brothers at the Daftar said, this is our brother, we want you to take him around. We sure, we got it covered. He stayed at the Masjid on East Street with us. And when he came back here some years ago, the first thing he said from those talks in 92 and 93 and all of that, he said, everything you told us came true about America. Because we were forecasting. He said, everything you said has already come true. I said, America will fall from the inside, not from the outside. On and on. But anyway, now, what I want to ask is a comment on why would they mention to me over 10 times that they don't want me to go to Oakland, and they don't want me to risk my life, and my life is in danger. And they said that 10 times, easy. Does it seem to fit anywhere?
No, it's as you said, it's weird because they the FBI, ain't they supposed to be protecting the civilians?
Right.
And they providing like legal counsel and stuff. They doing the wrong job.
No, they pretending.
Yeah, why would they warn you?
Why would they? Right.
They're okay. Here's the thing. I told her, I said, I talked to y'all before about conflict resolution. And I told them the agent I talked to, you know. You could probably remember 8 or 10 years ago, I gave some talks about that. Because I do just like now.
Right.
As soon as it happened, while it's fresh, I'm going to relate it to everybody. So can't nobody, they can scrape all they want, but they're going to come up with exactly what I done said. So anyway, the feds told me that they were concerned. I'm 73 years old. I said I'm 74 now. They say, you're getting older. Maybe you should want to retire. I said, man, I'm more juiced up now than I ever been. I said, I'm juiced up about this. I like what I'm doing. And so So I cruise sometime, but I like this. But eventually, time passes. I said, no. I said, we're in this to stay. And it wasn't exactly at a certain time, but I told him, I said, our job is a good job. I said, our job is to deal with this 24/7 and all of these challenges and show the people what can be done. I said, technically, we've already done that. And now we're gonna go on to a higher level. Okay. But we just want to tell you so that all these problems you have, we can eliminate all of the problems with us. You won't have to worry about us anymore. That's the FBI. I said, well, I'll be damned. So I said, no more 24/7, no more 24/7. He wanted to say we haven't been doing it, but as soon as he opened his mouth, when you get so much information, you can close your eyes and just batter them to death. So they get quiet after they, okay, fine. So that was one of the main points. That was the main point. Number one, we don't want you to go to Oakland and your life is in danger. I said, my life's in danger. I said, when I went to Oakland, they mentioned some of the things that happened out there that weren't quite in sync with what really happened. So I kind of straightened them out a little bit so they would but see, here's the thing. They made certain statements. I'll just breeze over. Well, if some family relative, if somebody get in some trouble, we might be able to help on your behalf. And I said, well, I don't do that because that's cooperation with, that means I owe you something, so we forget about it. In other words, they were making these various offers. But the main thing is, don't go to Oakland, and number two is clear. And not only don't go to Oakland, but just try to, how was it put? Well, let me put it like this. They hear everything that we say. So they know we're not violent. They know that's our policy. But this crew was trying to pretend a little bit like, oh, we just got the folder and we're just coming by doing this. And this is all we want to talk to you about. Number one, these things right here. These things right here. And number two, about Oakland. So, now, of course, after Ramadan, I'll go to Oakland, and before, when they called me and said they wanted to see me, I told them, well, I'll be there in about 10, 15 minutes. So, my mind is already made up about Oakland. I'm not gonna, by the way, I ain't gonna even get into it, but I'm going to Oakland to do what I'm supposed to do. But they are making innuendos and statements, like the guy says, you could just get legal something or other and have them, okay, let's deal with legal just for a minute. You know them, you pay a certain amount of money and you get a lawyer. They kept calling me. So it's $44 a month for an attorney. And they said, yeah, sign me up. So I told them I'll be out in California in a while. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to interview the attorneys that I want. I'm going to interview them. I got that, wrote it all. I'm going to interview my attorneys before I choose them. But if they want to go through the papers, the guys, you know what it said? He said, we're very good at going through papers and all of that. I said, okay. So when I went, you know, that stuff I brought in the food?
Yeah.
When I was going through the line out there, that office called me again and said, oh, we just want to know what kind of attorneys you're going to need when you get out to California. You know, I said, would you call me back? In other words, would I need a civil attorney, criminal attorney, right? Okay. We always said that there are certain things that we want from the government. They don't have to do it all, because that would be, they don't do all and nothing. In other words, things, I swear on the Bible, we ain't gonna do this. That's right. But to get a commitment means that, okay, they can't be outlandish with it. Like, you can't go outside like I did the other day and my front tire's on a flat. And it's on a flat because, you know, the little stem in there, somebody turned it. And I know because I kept trying to pump it up, and it was hard to get the air in there. And then when I took it to the Negro down there, he couldn't hardly get it up. And I said, well, just replace the stem. So he replaced it, and it stayed up. In other words, somebody had turned it so the air would come out. It ain't no big deal. But that type of thing is what I was meaning to them. You mean? So I said, now you have to remember, we have had over 10 centers. You guys closed them all down but these two. And now you don't want me to go to Oakland because you feel for my safety. I said, that is nice. That is very, very nice. Believe me, I am very thrilled at you being concerned about my health and safety. The longer the story is that every time they said something, I would counter them with the same stuff we say all the time. But if they really, like what they said, we're not going to, oh no, here's the way they put it. They said we can say now that when you go to the airport and when you come into the country, you know, that's all federal government. No more shenanigans. That's what they're saying. They said that almost right away. We just want to make it easy for you to, I said, no, that's good. Nobody wants to go through all that stuff y'all be putting in the way. So, I've been thinking about this for the last little while. And the government put out feelers before negotiations and stuff like that. So, if they want to come up with something like, well, we just wiped the slate clean, $40 million, because you got to remember, that sounds like a lot of money. That's not a lot of money. If they've closed down 10 centers, if those centers would have, we don't say if in Islam, but say it's possible that each center would have grown like all the other centers around America, right? Over the last 40 years. You don't know the number, you don't know how many seeds it would produce, you have no idea. That's what we have been in the process of doing. So if they wanted to say, look, we just straighten all of this out, we call off these dumb dogs, these are dumb dogs. I mean, Mukhtar and them, when I was walking back to the house, when the FBI was leaving, Sister Bahia was coming out of the house, and she said, I want to show you. I said, yeah, the feds just left. I just want to show you the picture of something that they put on the new Black Panther. I said, I don't want to see it, which I don't look at their stuff. Very seldom I might look at a corner. That's enough. I don't want to be influenced by it. But everybody that's involved in this is acting a little bit different, except the crazy people. I call them crazy because why would you call me on the phone and just to holler on through the phone? I'm not going to answer because there's no conversation, there's no dialogue, right? So I'm not going to answer the phone. I'm just going to make you frustrated by caller ID, caller ID, caller ID. And they're going to want to call me. And I'm not going to think about them because you have to control your thinking. See, if they call me before Juma, if they call me before a meeting that we're going to have on Sunday, they're calling me so I'll think about them instead of what we're doing. This is just thought control. Well, I'm not going to think about them dummies. You know, everything is basically